Welcome to alphahpg.com. I'm Heath. Um, just a new release notification for the new X-Wing expansions. Um, I'm going to look at the Imperial side of things at the moment today, simply because it's a little bit quicker and easier. There's less, well, actually, there's a lot more craziness you can do with this, but compared to the X-Wing one, and well, the X-Wing one's great for X-Wings themselves, and we'll throw a few interesting little spinners in the works as well, but that requires a little bit more in-depth discussion, particularly in regards to movement. Right now, we're going to talk about this guy. Oh, wrong one. That one. Director Krennic. For the blind people, during setup, before place forces step, assign the optimized prototype condition to a friendly Galactic Empire ship with 3 or fewer shields. Now, this is blown up a little bit. If you look at the tournament regs produced by FFG, it clearly states shields don't get applied until basically just before putting them, just before the final setup of board setup. So basically, this is as a rules is written, and trust me, I hate this RAW versus RAI. It shits me to tears. I hated it in 40k, and we see it a bit in X-Wing, but we're seeing it less. I've seen it a lot less, mostly because the rules, facts, and erratas produced by FFG tend to clear things up for the most part. Anyway, so the current argument is that no matter what ship it is you have, you can use this card on it. Well, you can use the condition card, which is this one. Now, the problem with this is, as I said, it brings up the old argument of rules as written versus rules as intended. If you read the article, it's pretty clear that they actually mean after deployment, after the shields have been put on all your ships, blah, blah, blah. So all your ships have the appropriate shield values. And that's where it gets dirty. A lot of people are saying, oh, no, you can do it straight away. You can do it now. You can do it on any ship in the Empire fleet. But do you want to be that arsehole? I mean, granted, I know I'm an arsehole, but you don't want to be that arsehole. You don't want to be the one saying, oh, I can do this. I'm going to put it on Decimator. I'm going to put it on Fire Spray. Not that anyone would really care about Fire Spray. Sorry, Phil. You know, yeah, but why? It's a stupid wording on the Krennic. It really is worded poorly. I'm expecting that we're going to see a fact because of this, because these will be playable. It probably won't be in Worlds. I'm guessing probably release maybe just after Worlds. We'll probably see, and I reckon we'll have a day 0 fact to address it, because in the current rules as written thing, it's good. It works on all ships in the Imperial fleet that are Galactic Empire, not First Order. So that's a key thing you need to remember. TIE Silencer, no. Quick Draw, no. TIE FO, no. And so on and so on. It's just one of those stupid arguments, and common sense should prevail. But there are going to be those people who say, oh, I can do it. Stuff is all, it's rules are written, I don't care. Don't be that guy. Really. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't like that. I don't like how it's written, the Krennic. The actual prototype, optimized prototype, is pretty much written. But I have to agree with some of the other people's opinions. I'm pretty sure it's a Monarch Squadron farmer. Him and D both not really big fans of the whole um, condition cards, and I have to agree. It adds a bit of what's the word for it? Clunkiness to the game. For the most part, it's a fairly smooth and easy run game, and that's a great thing. But anyway, so what does optimized prototype actually state? And I don't have my glasses, so I'm going to have to really squint here a little bit. Okay, so optimized prototype. Increase your shield value by 1. Once per round, when performing a primary weapon attack, you may spend 1 die result to remove 1 shield from the defender. After you perform a primary weapon attack, a friendly ship at range of 1 to 2, equipped with Director Krennic upgrade card, may acquire a tug lock on the defender. So a few things are in play here. You've got a bonus shield. That's good for ships like the Phantom, which I got 2 shield. It's good for ships like the Interceptor. It's got no shields. It makes it a little bit more a threat. Defenders it can work on because they've got 3 shield. So yeah, there's a few ships you could make it work with. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the Star Wing is 4 shield. Sorry. If it's 3, let me just go to where is it? Africa Star Wing. 3 shield. Okay, you can use it on the Star Wing. I can see it working for harpoons. It won't trigger the harpoon condition, but it'd be handy trying to get sort of bring the shield down a little bit. I can honestly see. I mean, the big one for this is probably people running Suntir. Suntir will probably get a little bit of a reprieve and a bit of a comeback with this setup. But the question is, do you want to spend 5 points on gaining a shield and allowing your opponent, and then you spending attack dice to drop one of their shields? It's Krennic is 5 points. So yeah, it's a bit of a damaging back. It's a bit of a tricky one to sort of play. It can work. Don't get me wrong. I think there is a really good set of possibilities for it. I do think Suntir is probably the prime target for this, but all of a sudden you're getting now almost 40-point ace effectively, taking into account Krennic. That also will die pretty quickly to a TLT. So you have to weigh your options. Is there anything else? Let me just have a look. TIE Advanced. It's got 2 shield. Actually, that would make Darth Vader pretty nasty, as a matter of fact. Especially with the advanced targeting computer. You got throw a target lock on your opponent. All of a sudden, they're losing 1 shield. There's a crit thrown at them. Let me bring it up, put it together on jig. He really doesn't really push the limits. Expertise is probably the best option on him. TIE X1, advanced targeting computer, vector thrusters. Uh, you're probably looking maybe. It's a bit of a tough one. I'd probably take Twin Ion Engine just to simply get him some more greens for usability's sake. But Darth Vader with this actually could work really, really well. Let's look at it. Advanced targeting computer, when targeting primary weapon, if you have a target lock on the defender, you may add one crit result to your roll. If you do, you cannot spend target locks during this attack. Expertise sort of offsets that a little bit. You could probably do a couple other things. Predator, maybe, or Lone Wolf. But then you sort of, if you have Lone Wolf, you sort of lose the benefit of Director Krennic getting his target lock on the ship that's carrying him. Yeah, no, there's a few options for Darth Tyrants, and I do think the Darth Tyrants will actually be one of the options that will probably come up with Director Krennic a fair bit. Bit of play, you know, you've got a couple options. What else could work? Could work. Type Epsilon, Decimator, Striker. TIE Striker is actually a good choice. Actually, so insane. I reckon actually, TIE Striker is actually also another good choice. It's a high damage output ship. It makes a lot of sense. Pure Sabak is probably going to be the key one there because he gets to throw 4 dice until he's actually taken. Yeah, until he's got 2 damage. So yeah, it's plus that shield will give him that little bit of extra toughness because it's pure damage cards, not just damage. So it's a very good little point to think about. I could see it on Star Wars, as I said. Things like cruise missiles, or said harpoons, could make a bit of a dent. Torpedoes, though, would be an interesting one, particularly plasma. Because the beauty of plasma is, after you deal damage, you take a shield. That's another choice, possibly. But torpedoes, still spending the target lock to actually fire them sucks. So you really need to hope like hell they hit. So you need things like a reroll somewhere or something else. This brings us to the other problem that I can see with this. At the moment, Imperials are really beholden in a lot of cases. Not all cases, but Imperials tend to be beholden to the more Imperial aces, Howard's aces, Boss's aces style, where you run in Quick Draw, Inquisitor, your with Palp. Yes, Palp is a bit of a crutch. And I can definitely see some problems cropping up here with that. So yeah, it's you have to look at it and go, well, okay, make your decision. But in saying that, it does make a few ships go from reasonably good to reasonably solid. TIE Advance, you know, we were seeing them on and off, you know, every so often, Darth Vader and so forth. We probably will see, I reckon this card will bring back Soon 2 Fell a bit more. Um, there's something else with this that's actually going to, I think, make or break it. And it's, I'll first talk about the ship. So I'll just hide these two. And we go, do I have it here? Oh no, I don't, I need to put it on. 1 second. Okay, browse. Sorry guys, I totally thought I had it all covered, but apparently I didn't. Silly me. Okay. Right. The Reaper. The base one here is 22 points, so it's not as cheap as people were hoping. It's not a yaw at 24. I'm still debating whether or not it's worth it. I mean, it's a pout bus, another pout bus, except you don't have yaw to shed the stress onto. If that doesn't bother you too much, great. Let's. I mean, jamming, it's not bad, but you forgo your shooting attack. I can't really say that's a good thing. It's a bit of a 50-50. We'll need to wait and see how well it pans out. I think I'll hide that. Ailerons. I'm moving things here. Sorry. Ailerons is actually pretty good. It's similar to the Thai Strikers ailerons, but this one gives you treat your soft or bank threes as white, so that's actually pretty good. It gives you a little bit more flexibility in what you do, rather than having to force a red. But you have to do that sort of that one shuffle at the start, similar to the Thai Striker. So it's not a bad card. However, this, the hell, there it is going to be the go-to. Your action bar gains the coordinate action. Well, hello, baby. We now have, for the very cheap price of 2 points, a Phantom 2. It's a crew card. So while you can have multiple of them, it's an action. You can't have multiple. You can't repeat actions. It's one of the base rules of the game. That's fine. This card, ideally, you would pair with either Krennic or Palp. Simply for the action economy. Your ideal spot would probably want to be something cheap. Unfortunately, the only place you'd be able to fit Palp and this is on the Decimator. Well, you're being fuck out of luck there, aren't you? An already expensive build just gets more expensive. In saying that, whatever ace you take actually gets a nice little bump. And that's actually really handy. but more often not, your aces are going to be 7, 8, 9, or 11, 12 PS anyway. So it's sort of like a lower skill a lower high skill action bump is not as effective as a higher skill one. Proof in the pudding, Fenrir, local fan. Like, oh, PS11 boost. Thank you very much. I'm out of your arc. Ding. So, is it really that good? Yes. Here's why. While high skill bumps, like actions, are very, very powerful, particularly from maneuvering point of view, where a boost can change from being in to out of arc, for you or for them, vice versa. It allows you to do other things as well. The rebel side of things, you're pushing for the maneuverability. For the Imperial side, you're pushing for the actions such as target lock or barrel roll or focus or something like that. Sorry, my nose is itchy. So yeah, it's a very picky card. Personally, I would like to play it with on rack and with Palp. However, though, you're not taking Kylo, and sort of Kylo is a very important piece there, and you need Palp to sort of trigger that crit. So yeah, look, at the moment we have an interesting set of cards in the TIE Striker pack. I do think the TAC officer is probably going to be one of the key things that we're going to take out of it. Krennic, while he's good and makes a few ships above par, I can't see, sorry, my nose is still itchy, I can't see take him and something like Palpatine to sort of guarantee a hit or a defense die. It's just too expensive. As it is, I mean, with X-Wing at the moment, Imperials, you are really pushing up above at that 100 points, and you don't really want to. You're trying to scrape a few points off to get the initiative, but that's just how it works, unfortunately. So I think until we see it in play, we're still going to be guessing. There's going to be people who will probably invassil it and and just dummy it and that, which is fair enough. And I think we'll wait and see how it goes. But I do think Krennic combined with TAC Officer could be a very potent combo. It makes ships like lower pilot skill ships a little bit more useful, particularly for Imperials, because Imperials can't really handle being out pilot skills because they're more fragile. Got more defense dice, but they're weaker. So yeah, I'm going to do another video. I'll actually do a couple of builds to show you what I think will be useful and how it will play. Bear in mind, I'm not the be all end all. There's a lot of other people who will probably have better ideas than I will. But looking at it from a sort of outside-in perspective, I really think this card is going to make a big difference to Imperial players, as it allows them to do what Rebels have been doing to everyone else for a long time. And Krennic, sorry, do it again, is going to be the other one. We're going to see Krennic is going to be the other one that is going to make a big impact, I think, initially, as people are sort of feeling him out. And then, he'll probably crop up not as much. But I do see ships like Sintufel, Tide Advanced, even, maybe the occasional Starwing or Tide Defender, making a good benefit out of him. Don't discredit 4 shield and 3 hull on a defender, particularly with their dials. They can be a real pain in the ass. Anyway, that's enough gas bagging from me. I'm Heath Carruthers from alphahpg.com. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm not even bothered doing the usual spiel that all the others do. Enjoyed, and hopefully see you on the tabletop soon. See ya.